We ran through 5 teams: Purdue, Minnesota, Michigan State, Indiana, Maryland. Who's worse than we thought? Nebraska. Are they worse than we thought they'd be?
I didn't have high hopes for Nebraska, so for me, they're not any worse. They're just nothing going out there for me.
What about Northwestern?
Northwestern, yeah, I'm shocked to see that they're still looking for their first win after 2 weeks of the season, especially with who they've played. But I will say this: if there's anybody that can get it right, and you know how much what I think of Pat Fitzgerald, their coach.
We have a saying on this program. You leg hump Pat Fitzgerald.
Oh, come on, brother. Come on, man.
You love yourself some Pat Fitzgerald.
I respect him.
Okay.
And I think that I respected him as a player, and I respect him as a coach, and I think that he'll get his guys turned around. Are they going to be, contending for a Big Ten championship? No, but I do think they'll be a factor in the West.
All right, Ohio State.
For me, honestly, they're not worse than I thought they were, but I think for most people, they're not performing as people thought. I never thought J.T. Barrett was good throwing the ball downfield, and it really hurt to listen to everybody talk preseason about, J.T. Barrett's going to have these deep weapons. He's going to be great downfield. I just don't see it. I don't know what's ever proven to be the fact that, he can do it against Tulsa to throw the ball downfield, but he can't do it against Oklahoma.
Simply, are they trying to fit a round peg into a square hole? Should they just run the spread option with him and that's it? And Kevin Wilson, who was brought in to correct the Ohio State offense. Because let me tell you what I don't think the solution is. Going with the young kid. Because they've got a lot of the same problems Michigan does. They're breaking in a lot of new players to the passing game, and it's falling on J.T. Barrett. I mean, Austin Mack, for instance, makes a great catch last Saturday night against Oklahoma, and I believe he suffered a concussion, and I'm not sure what his status is, but there's few and far between, but there's some young receivers there, and J.T. Barrett is trying to get it, but at the end of the day, I think he's suffering many of the same issues that Spade is with the passing game and the new players being introduced.
Well, and here's what I would do if I'm Kevin Wilson. All right, I look at what they were good at last season, and then I look at the players I have right now. Mike Weber goes down, in the first week with the hamstring, and all of a sudden J.K. Dobbins, true freshman, comes in and lights it up. Mm-hmm. Now you're going into Oklahoma, who you got to try and control the ball against. You don't want to have Baker Mayfield running around and making plays and giving him a lot of opportunities. You slow the game down and you hand the ball off to now a healthy Mike Weber, a healthy J.K. Dobbins, and you run the ball 45 or 50 times. You take the ball out of Baker Mayfield's hands by possessing the ball yourself and eating up the clock. And I was shocked that they didn't do more of that. I mean, they rushed the ball 34 times, but 18 of those came from J.T. Barrett. And so, and the example I gave in the last segment about Mike DeBoer going to Indiana and changing his offense, I know that's not the offense Mike runs. I ran his offense, but he's been able to tweak it to fit the guys that he inherited. When Kevin Wilson goes to Ohio State, I was concerned because now all of a sudden one of the better play callers in college football, in my opinion, is Kevin Wilson. Now you put him with the talent that you inherit at Ohio State. I was real concerned that Ohio State just got a lot better. Now I'm looking at it as he's not adjusting his play calling to the players that he inherited, and I'm looking at it going, this is good for us.
I can only imagine your thoughts on Baker Mayfield planting the flag in the middle of the O.
Me. I mean, it's just, are you kidding me? This guy, if it's an 18-year-old freshman, and he's not aware of the repercussions of that, that's one thing. Now, granted, this is a 22-year-old kid, and I'm not going to hold his feet to the fire for 12 weeks. But you're the leader of this team. You're the guy that's supposed to be the example for everybody in not just your football team, but for your university. And you plant a flag in Columbus. I understand the emotion. Trust me. I understand that. We had our opportunity to do that as well. But you should go into that game and come out showing that, hey, we expected to win. When he planted that flag, to me, it signaled two things. One, he was shocked to have won. And second of all, it was about Baker Mayfield, not about in my opinion, is the best offensive line in college football. It wasn't pointing direction to them. It wasn't pointing direction to anybody. I'm by your reaction, I'm guessing that you liked it.
No, I was going to say, I was just going to follow up with a story that might be old hat for people who've listened to us on the pregame, but you're friends with Pat Fitzgerald, and Pat Fitzgerald ran around Michigan Stadium with a flag when they came in and beat you, and you told your good friend, if you or any of your players ever do that again, I'm punching you in the face.
Yeah, I'm coming out of the booth. I'm coming down. And because that, and I understand that's what made college football great, is the emotion of the players. They are all in. This is their life. They live and breathe this. This is what they've dreamt of doing.
So cut the kid a break?
I will eventually cut the kid a break. I'm not cutting him a break right now because he's the captain of their team. He's the leader of the team. You don't. To me, that's unacceptable.
All right. Why Jon Jansen loves this particular Detroit Lion? That Detroit Lion is?
Golden Tate. We talked about this earlier, and I'm never one to throw a lot of praise around because the skilled players get enough. Mm-hmm. All right, but when I read and I've watched him play, and he's a tough kid. He'll catch a ball in a crowd and he'll take a hit. And I admire that and I like that, but when today everybody's talking about, well, he's got this hurt finger, and is it going to affect him, or is he even going to play? And his quote is, "Yeah, I'm going to play. I've got 9 other fingers." I love that. I absolutely love that because there are certain guys that take the field and I don't know OBJ. I don't know him at all. I've known guys like him who, if they're not going to take the field at 100%, they're not going to take it because somehow it could affect their numbers, which affects their future contract. And if you're thinking like that, I have a problem because you're not thinking about what I can do today to win a game. When I read this about Golden Tate saying, I've got 9 other fingers that are good, to me, that's a symbol of I'm going to go out there because I know I can help my team win today with 9 fingers, with 8 fingers, whatever I can do to help my team win. I don't care about what happens in my next contract. That's not my problem right now. My problem is winning a football game right now, and I like that.
248-539-9797, open lines. Let's get back to your open line calls. We got a Ryan and Macomb here next here on 97.1. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, sir?
Hey, Ryan.
Jansen, love you, man.
Thanks, man.
Hey, so, as a high school quarterback that started 4 years and had a chance to play at the collegiate level, the big difference between a good or a decent quarterback and a great quarterback is the touch throws, finesse on the ball. And I just don't see that as Spade. I mean, he's got a great arm. He can throw, a mile, but he just doesn't put the ball just right in the breadbasket like some of your elite quarterbacks do. And I think that's the big thing. And then for the Baker Mayfield thing, that all just stemmed from the emotion from what they did in Tuscaloosa last year. I mean, he even said, going into that game that, that was on his mind. And I agree. He's a leader, but
what they did in Norman. What they did in Norman?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Norman,
it's all right. Sorry. So let me ask you a question, though, about Spate. And look, citing one throw isn't going to change your mind, but the touch on the 4th and 8 pass to Kakoa Crawford in the game against Cincinnati was in my opinion, one of the better throws I've seen him make.
Mm-hmm. He definitely has moments of where you get excited, but the consistency isn't there. You have to be. I'd rather have the inconsistent throws every now and then and just see those consistent throws time after. I mean, did you watch Baker Mayfield? I mean, the guy he finesses the ball. He puts the ball where it belongs, and it's just not what Spate. I've never seen it from Spate. Every now and then I get my hopes up, and I don't like his form in general, and I mean that's just whatever. I mean, there's been great quarterbacks with horrible form, but it's just he just doesn't have that touch on the ball. It's just I've never seen it. Every now and then, yes, but consistently, no.
Well, and I'm with you on his mechanics. His mechanics kind of drive me crazy a little bit, and I think that throws a lot of the perception of after the ball leaves his hand, because you're watching him throw it, you don't like the start of it, kind of clouds what we see at the end. But I will say I don't think with the talent that is around him, save 1 or 2 players up front, we don't need him to be great. I just need Wilton Spate to be good. I want him to go out there and don't turn the ball over and just distribute the football.
I'll say this.
That's it.
I almost starts and ends with me with I know what he's capable of. Don't turn it over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball. Make good decisions.
248-539-9797. All right, who's on top today? Scheduled for 1:35. 97.1 The Ticket.